Okay, some proof for yourself. I realised I didn't finish off about the ecliptic plane. So again, I'm up here on the side of the hill this morning, and I'm looking out at the sun straight ahead over there. I know that because of where I am on the northern hemisphere, and at my anti-clockwise rotation, I'm now, from my 3D perspective, I'm rolling underneath the sun, and that it's autumn, so in the winter solstice, winter period, so I can see the equatorial plane of the planet very clearly. I can see the sun, I can see my axis, I can see the equatorial plane, and I can see the the relationship between the three from where I'm sitting on a slope of a hill. Look at Saturn. That's what Saturn should look like. We should look like Saturn. So our equatorial plane and our ecliptic plane should be equal, almost. You wouldn't notice it. What you'll see that like the rings of Saturn around Earth will be like a dish, slightly dishing at the edges, and then there'll be some shapes appearing, you'll see. But that you align them, so that as an indication about just a clock that needs to be reset. The timing has run out on the clock, it needs to be reset. So you reset the timing with the experiment that I was talking about at the pyramid. That's how we do the adjusting. But the physics of it is, as a clock, is very simple, that the pendulum just needs winding back up again. So that the key, the winding mechanism and the pendulum are combined. You wind the pendulum up anti-clockwise, putting a twist into the pendulum bar. Because the pendulum bar is so long and made of light, the twist, when you look up it, you can see it, the twist. So when I look at the sun, I'm seeing a twist. I'm seeing the lever arm. It's actually the actual distance of the lever arm to the center of the planet. And so I can see that I need to twist that. Now, what's weird you're gonna find is that the strong force is spin. And orbital speed is not a momentum. This is the key. You remove the conservation of angular momentum entirely, and you show how it's created. So you can use it as a rule, like Euler takes me to the rigid body axis theorem and proves a single rotation from an infinitesimal change on the shell. So if I adjust the shell a tiny amount, he proves I will get one rotation, I'll get a vector axis, and angular momentum will be conserved. So I'm saying, no, I'm going to say this. I'm going to say that infinitesimal displacement on the vector axis equals an infinitesimal change on the shell that's bigger. And the reason is because of the bending and the twisting force of the lever arm. So there's an imbalance between the energy at one end to the other, causing that bending and the difference, pushing the bending force into the center. So that's simply, the infinitesimal change on the vector axis is created by the bending force. So here we go, we're on the center of the planet. We're twisting it anti-clockwise, looking up towards the sun, twisting that pendulum arm and seeing the bend a little bit more. And everything starts to speed up to the proper time, 364 days, 13 months, of 28 days, one rotation of the moon, 13 phases of the moon. So we get to see the other side of the moon, it comes closer, you watch. And that the ecliptic plane will balance. Now, can you see the difference? There's my clock, I wound it up. I've checked it's right because the ecliptic and equatorial planes are right. I've checked that the north is aligning 137 off of cosmological north. I'm looking at the dance of Polaris and I can see that it mimics ours. And that the large entity in Polaris is us with a moon, and then there's the sun on the outside, the little dot. Okay, happy with that? Come back to the planet and go, okay, so this twisting idea, how do we do that? Excellent behavior. Just really, really excellent. Just live your best life. Absolutely no narcissism at all. Look for validation. Am I getting validated here? No, I don't need it. Don't want it. Don't want it. Am I getting validated? Yeah, but I really wanted that, and the cost is this. Okay, I'll take it, but bloody hell, that hurt. No, it wasn't worth it. Very quickly learn that validation is useless to you, useless, and throw it away. And then just look towards this idea of a mechanic winding a clock up. That's your job, and find your own way to do it. Okay, sorry, I rambled because I was talking about the planes. First contact. When other realities look at us, they see this mess out of focus. Because what it does is, having it all like this, all stretched, all wrong, is that the membrane, the plastic membrane that exists with this oil coating, is just stretched wrong. So it's out of focus. The light's out of focus. And we'll bring it into focus. And it'll all line up beautifully. Other realities will see us and go, there's some people we're talking to, they've just worked it out. This will be an exciting time for them. Let's see what technology they've got. Perhaps we can share. Now they know who they are. We can perhaps build another hive. How big is this one going to be? Let's find out. Yeah. Welcome to New Earth.